Would I be the asshole if I told my best friend what her husband was saying behind her back? Edited. So, long story short, 30 male, been really close to this couple for about 5 years now. I'm more friends with the wife, 42 female, than I am the husband, 43 male. But there's a very high level of trust between all of us, to the extent that their kids even call me uncle. It's the kind of close relationship where we don't keep a lot of secrets from each other, and I've even acted as the mediator in some of their marital disputes. I don't mind being the mediator, not for most things, but recently the husband has said something to me that has me really conflicted. They're in the process of buying a home and the husband does not like the home that his wife has selected. Due to a pre-existing arrangement, she gets to pick the house as long as it's within budget, and the house she selected comes with a large deal of property. She's had a dream her entire life of turning land into a working farm, and she's built her entire adult life around obtaining the information skills and capability to do so. Her husband does not support this dream because his mother punished him with gardening as a child. So, anything to do with being outside he automatically shuts down. This situation has caused a lot of strife between the two of them, but they've worked things out to the point that they're both just going to go through with the process and support each other. At least, I thought so. Last week I was on the phone with the husband while the wife was out and about in town taking care of some family business, and he started to confide in me the misgivings he had. I was listening to him, because some of the concerns that he has are very valid, but at the end of the conversation he says, "I really don't want her to succeed, and right now my greatest hope in life is that she fails in closing the deal on this property so that she can give up on this dream and I don't have to worry about it again. I'm just so tired of being accused of not supporting her dream when I've already told her why I don't like the idea, and that I would be much more comfortable with just a simple apartment for us and the kids." They have 4 kids together, between 19 and 7. I was horrified that he told me this, and now I don't know what to do. If this were my partner, I'd want to know, but I also don't want to crush her hope because I think she has a real chance of pulling this deal off. They've never owned a home and she wants something that they can leave to their kids. I feel like I'm in a bit of a pickle. The wife is one of my best friends, but I don't want to say something that could wind up with them in a major dispute or potentially a divorce. I feel like I'm caught between either betraying his trust by speaking or her trust by not saying anything. And on top of that, I don't really believe in interfering with people's relationships. I thought about it for a while and I've decided that I think I just want to tell her and wash my hands of the entire situation. WIBTA? Edit. I want to be clear that I am not interjecting myself into their relationship. I have a history of addiction counseling and being a religious counselor, so a lot of people in my friend group come to me to solve disputes. The only thing that's out of the ordinary about this situation is the tone of it. I'm used to helping people resolve communication disputes or other run-of-the-mill life issues. I was 110% not expecting the husband to approach me with these kinds of sentiments, and, to be honest, I agree with what a lot of the people who have commented have said in that this couple is extremely toxic towards each other. I think what I'm going to do is just take a couple of giant steps back. I think that both of them are going way above and beyond in asking me to provide things that no friend, even a close friend, should be able to provide with mediating all of this. I am going to start telling both of them that until their relationship is in a more stable place, they probably need to start looking for a full-time dedicated therapist. As many people have said, this is a situation that I'm worried might blow up in my face, and I honestly don't appreciate the two of them putting me in the middle of it. I think the best thing you can do is talk with him and tell him that after careful consideration, you believe they need marital counseling. Tell him you are concerned that their differences over this matter will destroy their marriage. If he's not interested in being part of a working farm, that's fine, as long as she is aware he doesn't intend to physically participate in their day-to-day operations. Not the asshole, but why WBTA if you told her? Let them sort it out in their life. They are a married couple and they will sort this out. Info. What is your goal and why do you feel you should be the person to tell your friend this information? Info. Do you really feel in a good place thinking of yourself as a mediator in their marriage? Do they know that you feel like that? Why WBTA? Her husband sounds like he feels that he is not being heard in this relationship and that his feelings do not matter as she keeps pursuing this dream of hers without finding a middle ground with her husband first. Especially that he sounds traumatized by this. I would ask the husband to be more open about how this is making him feel with his wife. Let them communicate, and I would encourage the wife to actually listen and try to understand his trauma. Am I the asshole for uninviting my best friend's boyfriend from my wedding? I, 23F, got engaged 2 years ago. My wedding will take place this December. My best friend, 22F, she is also my maid of honor, got a new boyfriend a few weeks ago. She asked me if he could come with her to my wedding. We have enough space and budget, so I told her yes, but my fiancé, 23M, and I will have to meet him first, and she agreed. The four of us went out to dinner that weekend and he seemed nice, so we invited him to come to the wedding, which he accepted. Yesterday was my wedding shower and my best friend and her boyfriend both attended. Everything was going fine until he started being quite vocal about his opinions on both my and my fiancé's family. The party was held at my future SIL's house, which he started making snide comments on. "Wow, your kitchen's so tiny. I can barely move around in here. Living room's a bit of a mess. Maybe you should just let Sil's husband bring home the bacon and you can stay here and clean up. Geez, your grass is so overgrown. Don't you have any pride in the integrity of your home?" These are all direct quotes. My fiancé asked Sil if she wanted him to say anything, to which she replied that it was all right and she didn't want to start conflict. 5 minutes later, he was back at it. My older sister and her husband recently had their first child. A baby boy who is now 2 months old. My parents were cooing at the baby when he came up to him. "Is this the new baby? Let's hope God is on his side and he doesn't look this messed up when he grown up," he said, followed by a burst of laughter. I was about to tell him off, by my sister told me not to because she doesn't want to make a scene. I didn't agree, but I talked to my fiancé and we both agreed that he would not be allowed at our wedding any longer. I decided to tell my best friend after the party. The last straw was when he started being this way towards my younger sister, 8F. She is the flower girl at my wedding. "Ah, what a cute dress. Of course she should probably lose some weight before the wedding." Followed by more obnoxious laughter. I lost my mind. I called him an imbecile and my fiancé told him he needed to fuck off. 5 minutes of yelling and fighting later, him along with my best friend got in their car and started driving off. Not before he flipped us off out the window though. When I returned home at the shower and checked my phone, I saw hundreds of angry texts from my best friends. I won't recite all of them, but most were along the lines of people act different where he is from and that I need to get over this easily offended attitude I have. He is from somewhere in the UK. Everyone else at the party agree with me and my fiancé, but my best friend is very upset with me and now is saying that she refuses to attend my wedding if he won't also be there. I don't know what to do. Am I the asshole? Edit. Would like to mention that my best friend was only present for the last joke he made. She was within a distance, she could hear it. Be it she was talking to some of my other bridesmaids, so I am not sure she did. I have no idea if he still acts like this when they are alone. Not the asshole as someone from the UK, it just sounds like he is being a dick. Unfortunately, I'm guessing you will be looking for a new maid of honor too. British people don't act like this. Good news is he'll soon be her ex-boyfriend. Not the asshole. Is your best friend really your friend, or is she in complete and utter denial about how rude and abusive her boyfriend is? If she decides not to come to your wedding because you uninvited him, that's on her. Sorry that you are going through this, stand your ground, you've made the right decision. Not the asshole. That guy is feral and shouldn't be at any social gatherings.
You find a new mo. And yes, that sucks. But you don't want this asshole at your wedding insulting people and making rude comments. And, let's be real, it was on your best friend to get him out of the shower. She brought a new significant other. He misbehaved and was incredibly rude. Repeatedly. That was her cue to tell him that isn't acceptable and take him home. That she chose to justify it and excuse it is so unacceptable. We're all from different locations. We all have different manners. It doesn't excuse being a dick, not the asshole.
Am I the asshole for recording the words that were said to me to prove I wasn't lying? Hello. I don't use Reddit like at all, but I wanted to post this here because I am really close to a burnout and need to tell my side. IF 16, am living with my mom 47, my mom's GF 54 and her son 19. I adore her girlfriend, she's really sweet, and we share the same interests. It's her son I really do not like. I have a chronic condition that limits my ability to walk and move. My hips and back are messed up and I have moderate nerve damage. This means that sometimes when I do random tasks that require movement I get pain and have to sit down, stop for a while until it stops. The son thinks I am faking my condition and will make it known that he thinks I am. He makes snark comments about how I am lazy, fat, etc. My mom and her girlfriend work long hours at their job, so it's mostly me and him alone all day. I tell them about the words that he says to me, but when they ask him about it he lies and says that I lied. Now listen, my mom will believe me if I said aliens have just invaded Earth, since I really have never lied about anything. If I do something wrong and tell the truth, the punishment is lighter. But I want her girlfriend to know that I'm not trying to make her son looks bad. I decided that the best way to prove that I'm not the liar is to record so I could show my mom and her GF. Yesterday after I came in from walking the dog I had to immediately sit down because I could feel pain in my hips. The comments started up from him and I went to voice memos and hit record. I recorded about 1 minute worth before he went into his room and I couldn't hear anymore. I saved the memo and waited for them both to come home. When they arrived I played them both the audio I recorded, and to say they both were outraged was an understatement. They called him into their room and went off on him. I left to go to my room and be happy that the comments would stop and that, even though they already believed me, I had proof to back up my words. I later called my friend and explained the situation, and she said that I shouldn't have made the girlfriend mad at her son. At the time I thought it was right of me to show them the audio, but now I'm rethinking it. Am I the asshole? Edit. Hello. I really didn't think this would gain attention, and some people are confused about some things. I do live in a place where it's legal for me to record him. I saw someone calling me thin-skinned, so I want to address that. These comments have been happening since I moved in this winter. I have tried to ignore him by using my headphones, but they aren't miracle workers. Also, I saw people asking if my friend is real, and all I can say is absolutely she is. People asked if maybe she has a crush on him, and I can't say she does or doesn't. She has met him like twice when she has come over from school, but nothing too deep. And people are asking if she's bratty like him, and I don't think she is. If she was I really wouldn't have started talking to her. I'm going to take most of the people's in here advice and go low, no contact with her. It seems like it would help in the long run. Much love to everyone, thank you. Not the asshole. Your friend is wrong. Like I say to my husband, you can't throw people under a bus they're driving. Given what you said about the GF, she doesn't want to be raising an ableist and a bully. That's part of why they immediately went off on him. Sibling, even step, disagreements are frequent. But bullying someone for their medical condition is fucked up. He fucked around, he found out. In case it's not clear, if you've caused the problem I can freely assign you responsibility for it because the issue exists because of you. This is usually a work statement, not personal, but it fits here. Not the asshole. Your friend isn't your friend. Your friend thinks he should have just gotten away with it? That's basically the only answer. You're going to get a lot of comments that are angry with this, friend. It would be a good idea to show them so they know they should be supportive instead of blaming the victim. Not the asshole at all. This is your home too, you deserve to be comfortable in it. No one was to be ridiculed all day at home by anyone. It's the fact nothing was being done before that he believed he could continue to treat you like garbage. He's 19 and he has a girlfriend, he should know better. He's an adult. And your friend is someone who is trying to enable abusive behavior. The only way this makes any kind of sense to me is if your friend has a thing for him. She's a bad friend regardless, but at least that would explain her motivation. Maybe make some different friends. NTA. Am I the asshole for yelling at 3 old church ladies? So before you come after me with the torches and pitchforks, please be aware that I did not just randomly pick out 3 old church ladies to berate. After the worst of COVID ended and people started going out and doing stuff again, I started getting a ridiculous amount of people showing up at my door trying to sell stuff to me. These things included all sorts of different things. It got to the point where I seldom had a week go by that I didn't get somebody at my door at least 2-3 times a week. I do not like people showing up at my house unannounced, especially ones that I don't know. And I work in the evening and into the night, so I'm sleeping during the day, and these people always end up waking me up. I got a couple of the basic no soliciting signs, but people either weren't seeing them or just outright chose to ignore them. Finally, about 6 months ago, I had a huge sign made about 2.5 feet wide by 4 feet tall, black background with red letters, and stuck it on my front door. And this is what it reads. Absolutely no solicitation. I work at night. Significant other. If you bang on my door right now, you are going to wake me up and will not like the version of me you meet. I don't need my trees trimmed. I cut my own grass. I already have internet. My car is not for sale, and I am not looking to find Jesus unless you are from the USPS, UPS, FedEx, or Amazon. Do not beat on my door. This has worked fine until a few days ago. For some extra context, I was on day 18 of 21 straight at work. Long story. And I had only went to bed about 2 hours earlier. It's about 9:30 a.m. and I hear somebody beating at my door, and the moment later they start ringing the doorbell. I stumble out of bed, put on just enough clothes to be decent, and go look out the door to see 3 white-haired old ladies that look to be in their 60s or 70s. I opened the door looking what had to be half drunk and half crazed and clearly pissed, and very bluntly asked them what they wanted. The first words out of their mouth are something about being from some church and trying to spread the word of this or that. At this point I just very bluntly cut them off and tell them this. So I'm going to assume that at least one of you ladies can read, right? Don't answer that. More of a rhetorical question. So here's my question: assuming that all 3 of you can read, I'm wondering how you all missed this gigantic sign on my door that blatantly says absolutely no solicitation and specifically mentions your kind, as I pointed at the part about not looking for Jesus. To make a long story short, I got very loud and frankly quite belligerent and yelled at them to get the hell off my porch and told them that I wasn't looking to find Jesus, but I was going to show them the devil if they ever beat on my door again. One of them said they felt my attitude was uncalled for, and I told them that beating on my door when I had a sign clearly stating not to was uncalled for. I've told this story to a few people and opinions have been very split about it. Am I the asshole? Religious people need to learn rules also apply to them. Woman shrugging. Frankly, you were a lot nicer than I would have been under the same circumstances. How did you not swear? Not the asshole. They were intrusive. They decided to pester a stranger. They were clearly old enough to know better. You're not the asshole. Your sign was quite clear. They were warned. They ignored the warning, they got what they deserved. ETA. I've always wondered just what kind of bonus points these folks earn for recruiting new congregates donors for their church. Maybe depends on just what the new people bring to the congregation offering plate. Not the asshole. You are brilliant. And my new hero.